but definitely non-cash like opportunities to get a grad school, as the thing mentioned, as the ruling mentioned, still available to these kids. So the NCAA issued a statement in response to the ruling Friday night, stating that while the decision acknowledged that student athletes should not be paid in sums unrelated to education, they also believed it was inconsistent with Wilkins' decision in the O'Bannon lawsuit. So, yeah, that's the latest update on the kind of battle for rights that the players are playing right now. Kind of just for people who are interested in labor. I mean, you don't have to be that interested even in college sports, but just interested in labor. It's a very, very interesting debate because it's a lot of struggle. It's a lot of people making money off the backs of. It's a lot of very rich old guys making money off the backs of poor, mostly African American people in football and basketball, at least, and make a lot of money getting paid tons, while the athletes are still swimming in student loan debt if they don't go pro or lose their scholarships. It's a big debate. I mean, you get people like Nick Saban making $7 million a year, and college players again still struggling to get by if they don't go pro. Which again, a lot of them do. It's very unlikely that all of them are going to go pro. So it's definitely a tough decision. All right, we're going to turn our attention to the Cavaliers, and they've been pretty unremarkable this entire year, but now without LeBron James, but they were officially eliminated from postseason contention Friday night following a 126-110 road loss to the Miami Heat at the American Airlines Arena. And that means one thing. It's a new finals, baby! We are not going to have the same finals. We're not going to have the same finals that we have had for literally like a billion years. And that's very nice. So the Friday's defeat guarantees, again, NBA Finals matchup this June does not feature the Golden State Warriors and the Cavaliers battling out. The two franchises had advanced to the finals each of the last 4 years, which had previously not been done for more than 2 straight seasons. They also became the 4th and 5th teams to reach the finals at least 4 years in a row, joining the Boston Celtics, Lakers, and the Heat. So, dynasties there in their own right. MLB and the NHL and the NFL have never had the same teams battling out for championship in 4 consecutive years. It's very, very rare that would happen. The Cavaliers now sit at 16-50 on the season with 3 losses in their last 4 outings, and they're going to head to Toronto. So, again, that's something that, I mean, you like to see it. And, I mean, geez, they're having a rough time. I think it shows you the real, like, it kind of ends the MVP debate because there's only one, there's only one player where leaves the team, only star on the team, leaves the team, they're good for nothing. On the team, they go to the finals. Like, it's so rare that you have a guy like that. I don't think Steph Curry could do it. I don't think Chris Paul, James Harden, any of the people that we talked about today in the sport could do it. And that's what makes that talent of LeBron James so incredibly exceptional. All right, so yeah, that's it for our sports stories. We are talking pop culture next. Stick around. Thank you. You're listening For the Win, ladies and gentlemen. We are about ready to be finishing up with our show here today. We got about 6 minutes left as we get to the top of the hour. I'm ready to send you off incredibly more informed than when you came in about the world's news. But we're going to be starting, at least, with some talk about pop culture. All right, we got a lot of stuff to get to today, so let's start. And we start with the news that actor Jussie Smollett has been indicted on 16 counts of lying to Chicago police. So let's see what happens to him from that. We're also talking about Michael Jackson in a bit as well. So Yeah, television actor Jussie Smollett arrested last week on the charge of perpetrating a hate crime hoax has now been indicted on 16 felony counts of falsely reporting to police that he was assaulted by two strangers shouting racist and homophobic slurs. They were not strangers; they were his buddies. So yeah, that's very, very, very disturbing. The indictment returned by a Cook County grand jury on Thursday, and it made public on Friday greatly expands the legal jeopardy faced by Smollett, whose story of being attacked by Chicago by supporters of Donald Trump has drawn suspicion since it surfaced in late January. Smollett was the black and openly gay, plays a musician on the Fox network hip-hop drama Empire, who was charged last month in a single-count criminal complaint with making a false report to police defined under Illinois law as a form of disorderly conduct. So this is, again, a lot more serious. The new indictment in the case contains 16 similar counts, 8 related to his interview with one police officer on the day of the purported attack, and 8 more stemming from his interview with another officer on the same day. Each count carries a maximum of 3 years in prison and a $25,000 fine. So it's going to be interesting to see if there is the sentencing disparity, at least. Again, this report here from Reuters. This is going to be interesting to see the sentencing disparity between someone like Paul Manafort getting off incredibly easy for a huge pattern in financial crimes, as opposed to what's his name? Jussie Smollett, for getting whatever, how many, it's 16 times 3, 16 counts. Like, imagine he gets, I highly doubt he gets the full sentence in prison for all his counts, but still, it'd be interesting to see how he is punished. If he gets like 48, 50 years in prison, because that's what the maximum penalty is. It's 48 years, and a $25,000 fine times 16. That would be ridiculous, but I don't think it's going to happen. But it's going to be interesting to see kind of the sentencing disparities at play here. For, again, this crime hurt no one but Jussie. Like, he was the one who wanted to attack himself. I think this guy, what he really needs is, I mean, sure, I guess flying to police maybe like not that long in jail. But what this guy needs most is therapy and some help to kind of get him back on his feet, because that's not normal behavior, what you would do there in a situation like that. So, yeah. We are going to now turn the tide to our last story of the day. Is Michael Jackson having a rough kind of fall from grace, posthumous fall from grace, after the 2-part, 4-hour-long documentary Leaving Neverland, chronicling sexual abuse allegations made against Jackson from Wade Robson and James Safechuck, made his broadcast premiere on Sunday. So Michael Jackson's music has seen a major decline with its sales and streaming in this week, following HBO's Leaving Neverland broadcast premiere. Sales for Jackson's albums and songs as a whole, including both of his solo work and his time with the Jackson 5 and the Jacksons, dropped 4% in the wake of Sunday's premiere, while his combined sales from March 3rd to 5th also dropped from the previous week, according to Hollywood Reporter. In addition, on-demand audio and video streams dropped by 5% each, with radio airplay falling to 13%. So people are really actually starting to leave kind of Michael Jackson's side here, which is not something that, I mean, I expected. It's only like 2 accusers. It's not like he's really serious. But some of the allegations, I didn't see the documentary, but I heard some of the allegations very vivid, very convincing, and very disturbing. So, yeah, you can make your conclusions as to why they are, who did what are they telling the truth, like, whatever the case may be. But it's just, it's starting to really have some kind of an effect. So, yeah, there was no notable decrease in playing times for Jackson's songs on Tuesday, the day after the second part of the Bombshell documentary aired, in comparison to Sunday, before it had been shown on television. Not everything dropped, as Jackson's song sales did apparently increase from a total of 6,000 to 7,000 number. Leaving Neverland, though, chronicles allegations from 2 men, Wade Robson and Safechuck, who claim that Jackson befriended them when they were children, and their relationship then quickly turned sexual. Safechuck, if you didn't know, met Jackson when he was cast in the Stars 1986 Pepsi commercial. Claims that Jackson taught him how to masturbate, while Robson who met Jackson when he was 5 years old, said the star performed oral sex on him and kissed him. So very, very disturbing allegations there. If you go watch it, and I'm sure very vivid, very emotional, and a lot of people have been on both sides on this, saying it's not enough, but to really make a firm determination, they're lying, whatever the case may be, they're misremembering, whatever people say against these kind of allegations. But again, the guy is dead, so make of it what you will. I've never really been a fan of Michael Jackson. He's a little bit before my time, I know. People say, how could you? But it's the truth. So, yeah, obviously, though, nothing but sympathy for the awfulness that these boys, now men, have seemed to have faced. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that's For the Win for you today. Really appreciate you trying out this format. Hope you enjoyed it. We will be back Monday with another episode of The Wake Up. And also, March 17th, Newsflash is back. It says WRN.